SUV, a term that is misused by many people, including myself. People generally assume SUVs in the form of jacked up hatchbacks, which are called as cross hatchbacks, crossovers, your compact SUVs. These are terms that are misused. But the real term SUV means it can crawl up to the mountains, it can just move anywhere and can go up through rocky terrains, water, and many other things. And today we are going to compare four of these cars: the Mahindra Alturas G4, the Toyota Fortuner, the MG Gloster, and the Ford Endeavour. Hello and welcome to the Car Computing channel. I am Bhargava, your host, and today we are going to have the battle of the four giants. So the Toyota Fortuner has been the most successful car in the segment. It has been there for more than a decade now, and it has just got a midlife makeover. So there were a lot of changes along with the new variant called as the Legenda, which I'm going to explain further. But let's talk about the regular 4x4 variant. The Fortuner looks tough, it looks muscular, and you can feel the heft of the leg. Now, I have never been a fan of Toyota interiors except for the premium cars like the Camry, the Land Cruiser, and the Velfire. But the Fortuner has turned me around, yet it hasn't taken me to the best of the surprising level. The quality has grown up, it's a bit more mature. You can see that now it's completely fitted with black inserts on the inside. There is now a new 8-inch touchscreen. The touch response could have been a bit better. The steering, again, as we know that it contains the heft, but what I particularly like on the steering is the wood insert, which is very good. Again, the instrument cluster has changed. Now it's a blue and white combination of it. The gearbox remains the same. It's a 6-speed torque motor automatic along with paddle shifters. Few future feature changes include ventilated seats, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and but you miss out on a sunroof. So Fortuner has covered a lot of its weaknesses, but yeah, it could have been a bit more better. So as we have told you that we are also going to discuss about the Fortuner Legenda. So the styling changes are very minimal except for the front part. The grille is not there, and you can see that there is a bit of change in the headlamps. The alloy wheels also make a difference between the general 4x4 variant of the regular Fortuner. The Legenda is also not available with the 4x2 variant, which is a letdown at such a high price. Now, when you step inside the interior of the Fortuner Legenda, there aren't many changes that are noticeable except for the red inserts on the seats, on the touchscreen, beside the touchscreen infotainment system, on the steering. So those small inserts make it a bit more sportier. The instrument cluster is also filled up with only white and red combination. So it is a bit more sportier, yet it could have been a bit more better by adding more red touches to the dashboard as well. The engines of the Fortuner from the previous model are the same, so you get the 2.7 litre naturally aspirated petrol and the 2.8 litre turbocharged diesel engine. The 2.7 litre engine has not been redone again, so there are no changes between the power and torque output. So you get about 166 horsepower and 245 Nm of torque mated to a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed torque converter automatic. The 2.8 litre diesel is where the change has taken place because power outputs have bumped up by 27 and 27 horsepower, and torque outputs have bumped up by 50 Nm for the automatic. So you get about 204 PS of power and 420 Nm for the manual, same as before, and 500 Nm of torque for the automatic. Though the Fortuner is the most stockiest car in the segment, it is the most cumbersome to drive and it is the most noisiest as well. So I think so. That's where the Fortuner is a bit of a letdown. The Ford Endeavour has been facelifted in 2019, but last year itself, Ford had updated the Endeavour with a new engine, so there have not been any other changes. The color remains the same, you get the same number of options. The Endeavour, like before, it's sleek, it's muscular, it looks the part, and really it definitely shows up in the form of that. And in terms of the styling, it's way ahead than the Fortuner. I've always been a fan of the Endeavour's interiors, not because of the layout. Layout definitely isn't the best, but because of its features and its connected technology. The Endeavour also has that easy to drive feeling, and the visibility ahead is excellent. You can see that the material is very good, the steering is also well laid out, and everything as a package. I think so the Endeavour feels a bit more plush than the Fortuner in terms of the packaging in the inside. The Endeavour also gets segment first features like connected app and a few other features as well. The Endeavour gets a 2-liter turbocharged EcoBlue diesel engine. Globally, the Endeavour is sold with a 2-liter twin turbocharged engine, but for India, it gets a single turbocharged engine. When the BS6 norms kicked in before that itself, Ford had discontinued the 3.2-liter 5-cylinder engine and the 2.2-liter 4-cylinder engine, and they have bought the 2-liter EcoBlue turbocharged diesel. This makes about 170 horsepower and 420 newton meters of torque, mated to a 10-speed torque converter automatic gearbox. Yes, you're right. 10 gears. The Endeavour gets 10 gears, and it is so quick to respond. You won't even need those 10 gears. 6 gears in the city are enough, but when you are cruising on the highway, those 10 gears will give you excellent performance. You also got these driving terrain modes, snow, sand, mud. I really don't know about them, but the gearbox is excellent. You don't get paddle shifters though, being a torque converter. They don't get paddle shifters most of the times, but you can move it via the shift selector. The Gloster is the newest entrant in the segment, and it is the flagship product for MG. As you can see, MG have put in a lot of muscle into it. It looks very nice. The alloy wheels feel really good and premium. It definitely looks more like a modern yet a tough SUV. So a very strong contender for the segment. So the Gloster's interiors feel the most fresh inside. It looks very much neat and well laid out. The materials are very well finished. You can see the leather finish on the dashboard, the brown leather finish, which looks quite appealing to the eye. The steering is also very good to hold. You get it with paddle shifters via the 8-speed torque converter automatic gearbox. It also gets an 8-inch touchscreen with lot of features like any other MG product. So the Gloster comes with MG's 2-liter twin turbocharged diesel engine, which makes about 280 horsepower and 480 Nm of torque. While torque is 20 Nm less than the Fortuner, power is definitely the best in the segment according to the numbers. The Gloster also has many features like the ADAS system, and it can auto park itself by using everything. So it's got a lot of safety kit with it. So it makes for a very appealing buy for those who are those tech savvy people and also who have that ability to explore something. Now let us come to the final car on the list, which is the Mahindra Alturas G4, which was launched back in late 2018. As you can see, the styling is any conventional Mahindra. The ground clearance is excellent. As you can see, it's quite high on the ground. So everything in terms of the styling is proportional. I wouldn't say that is dated, but it could have been improvised with a facelift because it has been almost 3 years since the Alturas G4 was launched in India. Now, the first time when I had ever stepped inside the Alturas G4's interiors, it was quite nice. The materials were really well laid out. I especially liked that brown cladding on the seats and that finish on the dashboard. Looks really premium even till date after the competition has also entered the segment. The touchscreen is easy to use and responsive, but it is a bit small now. The steering is well weighted, it's precise to hold. The instrument cluster is fine, but could have been a bit more better because the competition is growing up and is being mature. So definitely the Alturas G4's interiors aren't bad, nor I can say they are outstanding. So it's excellent, but not the best. The Alturas G4 is powered by a 2.2 liter variable geometry turbo diesel engine. So you get about 180 horsepower and 420 Newton meters of torque. As I told you, it's mated to a 7-speed torque converter automatic. The Alturas also gets features like a sunroof as well, but it is a normal sunroof. I think so. It's a panoramic sunroof though, which already is offered in the Endeavour and the Gloster. So Alturas isn't really lagging in terms of features as well. Now let us come to the verdict point of view. Let us talk about the prices first. The Fortuner starts from rupees 30.36 lakh rupees and goes all the way up to 38.32 lakh rupees ex-showroom, whereas the Legender Fortuner, which is there only with the 4x2 variant, costs 45.34 lakh rupees on road. Now the Endeavour starts at 33.81 lakh rupees and it goes all the way up to 36.26 lakh rupees. The Gloster on the other hand is priced at close to about 30 lakh rupees on showroom, 29.98 lakhs to be precise, and it goes all the way up to 36.88 lakh rupees. On the other hand, the Alturas G4 is the most affordable car over here. Its prices start from 28.77 lakh rupees and they go all the way up to 31.77 lakh rupees or 31.77 lakh rupees. Each car have their own pros and cons, which were already discussed as I told you. Though it's tough to pick a winner according to your preferences. If you are that guy who's looking for bulletproof reliability, I think so there is no better car than the Fortuner. If you are that person who's quite adventurous and wants to climb up those mountains and wants those features, go for the MG Gloster. The Endeavour is for those people who are really into driving and want a hassle-free driving experience, and the same goes with the Alturas G4. So at the end of the day, it is your choice on which car is your pick. How did you like this video? I hope you liked this video as well. If you didn't like it, please let me know down in the comment section about what should I be improving. Also, if you like it, also please give me feedback in the comment section below. If you also have any kind of questions regarding these 4 cars, you can also let us know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please make sure to like this video. If you didn't like it, as I said, also let me know down in the comment section below. Share it with your friends and family. If you are new over here and like what I'm making, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and for more video updates, hit that bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, it will come straight to you. Stay safe, drive safe. Thank you for watching.